Welcome back. All right, so tonight we watched the Christmas special of Doctor Who, The Church on Ruby Road, which was enjoyable. It is the first episode for Ncuti Gatwa on his own. No mention of previous Doctors. Not a villain that we'd ever seen on this show before.
No.
I thought it was refreshing. I thought it was nice. And it really felt like old Doctor Who, which is Russell T Davies Doctor Who. Like season 1, very much like an Eccleston Rose vibe to it.
Yeah.
Because it was lighthearted, but there was still that peril. So it was a little bit of both. And I thought the banter between the Doctor and Ruby was not completely unlike the Doctor and Rose.
Yeah.
Initially.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched it, I would recommend that you do. I thought it was the best Christmas special I've seen since, I want to say, the Snowman episode with the 11th.
It reminded me of the snowman with the big snowman.
The snowman episode is
like a little callback.
The Snowman's one of my absolute favorites. Last Christmas is one with the alien face huggers.
Oh,
that one was weird.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would say that was a great episode. This one was really good though, so I would.
And the
put
one
it
with
ahead of
those
Last Christmas.
Santas. That one, every time I hear that
Christmas
song,
Invasion.
that Christmas with the
I told you I hear that too.
Every time I hear it, I think about the Santas.
Yeah,
the
here
shooting
comes
Santas.
the evil Santas.
Yeah, every time.
And they were the pilot fish for what's coming.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed this episode a lot. I think Ncuti brings a new energy to Doctor Who, and yet I still believe he's the Doctor. That's the key thing. You have to believe he's the Doctor.
Yeah, still has that feeling, but even though it's a new character, they have their own personalities.
So in this episode,
there's that, but it has the same feeling.
The goblins are in it, and there's the Goblin King, and I kept telling her,
it's the Labyrinth.
Yeah, it's Labyrinth. We're playing Labyrinth. They're going to eat a baby, and I'm like, Labyrinth. We're watching Labyrinth, except the Goblin King looked like what Chet is turned into at the end of Weird Science, where he's this big blob. Remember Weird Science, right?
Not really.
Where they create a doll and they have the
I
bras in
remember
their heads
that
and all
part.
that.
Yes, I do.
But
remember
at the end,
part.
his brother, played by Bill Paxton, who's just a jerk the whole movie, gets turned into this ugly blob. He eventually reverts back, but he's turned into an ugly blob.
Sorry, I don't remember that.
Sorry, I was such a bad brother. And yeah, that's what the Goblin King looked like to me. But it was an entertaining episode. It was weird. The singing was weird.
That was funny
because it was all in English.
Yeah,
which I thought was weird.
Well, but they can translate everything, so it's okay.
But Ruby has not been in the TARDIS, so she would not have heard it in English.
Oh, that's true.
So the translating, the Doctor, sure, but then she started singing along too, and I was like,
yeah,
this is strange. The singing, the
but
song
they
and
could
dance
have known
number.
English if they've been there for a long time.
Oh, for sure.
Because they've been making people have all
for
their
sure. It was just
bad
it was
luck.
weird,
So they've
and
been there
then
for a while.
What's nice with this is it's definitely setting up a season-long arc. So they're setting up the first season and the mystery of who is this character. And I think Ruby is... It feels like Russell's bringing in a brand new version of Rose. It's different, but there's some Rose-ish qualities. She's the same age Rose was. Blonde girl who... There's these coincidences that bring her and the Doctor together, much like Chris Eccleston kept running into Rose in that first episode, where he's tracking the hand and it's at her house, which leads to that great moment with Jackie. Haven't had a man in my room in a long time. Yeah, all right. And he just walks away. It's just great. That's one of my favorite. Oh, a man in my house. Yeah, all right. Okay. And off he goes.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Okay. Jackie's kind of scary. Which is weird because I thought Jackie was really pretty.
I liked her.
I love Jackie. I thought she was great. And one of the things when I've been watching old episodes, the Russell T Davies era, people feel like real people. The characters feel like real characters. They talk the way normal people would talk.
Right.
And in this episode, it felt like we're back to that where, like, the stuff with Chris Chibnall when we were watching Jodie Whittaker. Like, I love Jodie Whittaker, the actress.
Yes.
But all the lines coming out, I'm like, nobody talks this way. The way that even all the companions were talking to each other, I was like, they're just, saying the storyline, plotline details out loud because we don't understand what's going on.
Right.
So they're explaining what's going. Well, we shouldn't need this, and in this episode, that wasn't a thing. I thought the ropes were interesting.
Yeah, that was kind of
fun. That they have like a language with ropes.
It was symbolism,
and he was figuring it out with the knots of what was what and what would open what. I thought it was great. And so again, I like the new sonic screwdriver as well. I wouldn't mind getting one, to be honest, if they ever make them available. I've been looking for sonic screwdrivers, and it looks like they're not as readily available as they used to be, either through the BBC store or Amazon. And I've got sonic screwdrivers from both in the past, but maybe that'll change once the new series comes out. It's supposed to be in May, the new series, but I'm excited because I really think so. The neighbor in this show clearly knows what a TARDIS is,
right?
And I think that's going to play into. There's an episode this coming season where the Beatles are in it, and they're like and I'm trying to think like I think they go to Abbey Road. I think they're at the studio at Abbey Road and all this, and I think she's going to end up being there because she clearly knows who the Doctor is at the end of this and the TARDIS, and so it's like, okay, I think that's where it's going to come in, which I think is going to be great. Like, I'm already anticipating, okay, that's going to be fun. That because 50 years ago she would have been about the same age that Ruby is now.
Yeah.
So Ruby will probably get all chummy with her and then find out, oh my gosh, this is my future neighbor, the crazy old lady next door.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think she's going to end up being either a groupie or she'll have a big crush on the Beatles, is what's going to happen. Because every girl in the 60s apparently would have had a crush on the Beatles. I know my mom did. I would imagine your mom had crushes on the Beatles.
I don't know.
Probably. I would think probably. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to this coming season. I think it's going to be great. I think the Maestro's going to be the villain, the arc that's coming. Although I get the feeling that if the Master comes in, they might do it a little different. Remember with Russell T Davies, you had that scene where the Master is dying, and David Tennant's cradling him and saying, "I love you. I want you to come with me. I love you." And so if they go back to that sort of, it's a love-hate relationship, I think the Master might just be like a fake out where it's not the actual bad guy. The actual bad guy is something worse, and the Master and the Doctor have to work together. I think that's what's going to happen. And I'm just spitballing. I think that's where it's going to go because we've already seen the Master multiple times over the last 10 years.
Yes.
Because there was Missy with the 12th Doctor, and then they had the new version of the Master with Chibnall's last year there. I was not a fan. And so I think with this version, they're going to go in a completely different direction. And I'm here for it. I think it'll be great. I think it'll be absolutely awesome. I hope I'm right. But when I look back at Davis's era, like he was the one that was for Rose's season, so seasons 1 and 2. Season 3, which is Martha, which was a good season. Martha was not a great character, I thought. I know there's people who love Martha. I have no problem with the actress. The actress, she's beautiful, she's talented, no problem. But the character was, yeah. And then Donna. And Donna, that season was great. I really like Donna. That season was so well done. And then he left. Moffat takes over, and in comes Matt Smith. And I thought the first season with Matt Smith was good as well. And then the second season, no. To the point where halfway through the sixth season, which is where they have the weird river song and the astronaut and him being shot.
Yeah, where it got just crazy.
And I'm like, what's
and
happening?
It's really hard
and
to
then
follow.
The way that they resolved it, I was like, are you kidding me? This is stupid.
That's because you guys didn't know how to fix that.
It really felt like Lost. It felt like Lost. We're like, I don't know.
Well, I know this is how we'll end it. Yes, I remember thinking that too.
And so halfway through season 6, when it was all convoluted, I was like, did they fix this? So I skipped ahead to the first episode of season 7, which is Asylum of the Daleks, where you meet Oswin Oswald, and you find out she's encased in the Dalek shell. And that episode was so damn good, it got me through the rest of season 6, because I kept saying to myself, if I get through season 6, I can watch that episode again. If I get through season 6, I can watch Jenna Coleman again. I have to gut it out and get through this, and then I get to Jenna Coleman. I can do it. Because I know you're not a fan of Clara.
I'm not.
But she has been my favorite companion ever. and Rose would be second, but I get the feeling that this new companion, I'm going to like her. I think she's going to be good. And the other thing too is that so there were moments in this episode where, like, when he hugged her, and I thought that feels natural.
Yeah.
That feels normal. It feels natural. Doesn't feel forced. It's not like, wait, why is the doctor already hugging her? She's not even his companion yet. There's this natural chemistry between Millie Gibson and Ncuti Gatwa that's just there.
Well, they're like instantly friends.
But again, the actors are able to bring that across, and you can tell they must get along. If they don't get along in real life, they are doing a great job of faking it, because they have this natural chemistry with each other on screen. So I would love to have some kind of negative anything somewhere. Again, the singing was weird. I thought, I was like, we're singing, because I had seen part of that scene with the song and dance, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
A big pirate ship in the sky, and I was
fun.
like,
it doesn't bother me. It's goofy, but
I mean, we've done the Ladder to Nowhere before. The 11th Doctor had that in the Snowman.
Yeah.
And I thought it was fun that it wasn't Daleks, it wasn't Cybermen, it wasn't.
That ship looked fun.
It wasn't any of the villains we know. Yeah. And I also thought when the Doctor says,
Malachi goes, "Oh my gosh, it's a pirate ship in the sky."
Yeah. And the Doctor, when he's like, "Oh, this is all new," and I thought, yes, this is new, and it's not new and off-putting like Teethface was there in the first episode.
That was, what?
The first episode with Jodie Whittaker with Teethface, and I remember thinking, this is just, I don't know if I can do this. And she was like, she made up that dumb name for him, and I was like, oh, it's an awkward nickname. And is it really time to make a nickname out of somebody who everybody he kills, he puts their tooth on his face? Like, I don't know, this is really the time to be joking around. But, and then they brought him back, and I was like, oh, he's back. Toothface. So, like, this was a completely different experience. It's back to being Doctor Who, and it's the first time it's felt lighthearted in a long time. Like, I loved Capaldi's run. A lot of those episodes were not lighthearted. He was very heavy.
Yes, very much. I am also excited to...
Except Robin Hood.
That one was fun. Get to know the surrounding characters as the season goes on. Mm-hmm. The mom and the grandma, Cherry, they're so fun.
The grandmother's awesome.
Yes.
I hope at some point she gets on the TARDIS.
She's great.
I hope at some point they go into her past or something like that. Like, I really think that there's going to be kinda adventures like with the family.
Kind of like a wolf thing.
Yeah. Or even, with Rose, you had the whole storyline with her dad.
Yeah.
And her dad being in another dimension and all this stuff and the interdimensional stuff. I could see a situation where something like that's going on with this family too. And, maybe there's peril going on with the mother or the grandmother, and they've got to save them in the past or in the future or something. Or they end up in another dimension. I'm excited. I have not been excited for Doctor Who in a long time. Yvonne's been with me for ages, and she hasn't seen me really truly excited about Doctor Who.
I still say that Doctor Who is what got us to meet, though. It's your picture with your sonic screwdriver and your little Clara. I don't even remember what it was. I remember it's like a little card that had Clara on it.
Yeah, I had a Clara card in one hand and my sonic screwdriver in the other.
Yeah, just Clara card.
Because I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done trying to impress people. I'm going to look like a dork.
Perfect. That's what I wanted, a dorky boy. It worked out great.
So
Doctor Who pictures, and he had cat pictures.
He did.
And his name was Cat Guy.
Yep.
All right. I'll actually message this guy. I don't ever message guys, but I'll message him. He's right up my alley. See? Ta-da! Do dorky pictures. It works. Nobody wants to see a picture of you standing next to a truck.
With my sunglasses on.
At the gym.
With my sunglasses on.
But with your sonic screwdriver, there you go.
I still carry my sonic screwdriver around.
He does.
I've been carrying it a lot the last couple of weeks. I've even been doing a little flip with it, and checking and scanning things, and
The kids think it's the funniest
checking the
thing ever.
molecular structure of things and trying to help you fix things with the Sonic, and just being useful, getting in the way.
Right.
So, at any rate, it was a fun episode. It was a nice Christmas episode. I'm looking forward to seeing how coincidences and luck play a role in this season, because clearly that's what Russell T Davies is setting up, is that there's coincidences and luck and things of that nature. And yeah, I think it's going to be fun. But let me know your thoughts, what you thought of it if you watched it, and if you didn't, watch it. It's great.
All three
really
of our kids liked it too.
Yeah.
All three of them.
Yeah, everybody enjoyed it. We're all looking forward to when the show comes back in May.
10-year-old to the 19-year-old. So.
Yep. Everybody enjoyed it. So that's 5 out of 5 right there. And yeah, so let me know your thoughts about the episode in the comment section below. Where do you think things are going? The neighbor, what do you think is going to happen with her as the season goes along? And the mom, the grandmother. And they really didn't get into her friends. But we know with Doctor Who, again, they're going to get into her friends. The one thing that's interesting, though,
I don't... At that club with
I don't remember
anybody, though.
Somebody coming in as a companion in the Davis era where they didn't have a significant other, and there was no sign of any kind of significant other with this character, because Amy had Rory, Rose had Ricky,
right,
and
Donna had her
well,
husband.
okay, so Martha didn't have a significant other, but she was all moony-eyed over David Tennant.
Yeah.
Spent that whole season all in
true.
love with the Doctor.
Have somebody, she had her family.
And she had a crush on the Doctor the whole season.
But
and
Donna,
then realized he wasn't going to be with her.
Donna was single. She was getting married, but then she wasn't. And after that, she didn't have anybody.
Yeah. I always figured, though, too, with Donna, she was older than some of the other companions. Like, not old, but older. And I think it's easier when they're older to do that. So I admire that this is a character that's 19, and they didn't have some kind of like teenage angst thing going on. She's just a normal character. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Yvonne liked her wardrobe because it reminded her of the 90s.
It's totally the clothes I wore in high school. The dresses with the white shirt underneath and those boots, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
tights. Her boots were fun.
And she had a skirt on. I didn't wear skirts. I wore skirts. I thought skirts were silly.
Right.
What are you buns up to?
It's not the buns, it's
her
bare.
boots are great. I would still wear those. And that jacket, I never had a jacket.
And she had the red sweater, too.
I loved her sweater. Yeah, she had two sweaters. The stripy
one was nice, too.
And the red one.
The off-shoulder stripe one.
Yeah, that one was really, like a boat neck.
Yeah.
That one's really pretty. I like sweaters.
Yeah.
Sweaters are great.
And I like that she has kind of a thick accent. Yeah, it's just something different. And so I'm looking forward to it.
My hair was that length in high school too.
Oh,
see, it's like me in high school.
All right, so there you go.
I loved my boots.
I mean, just generally, Shooty Gatwa and I are so much alike.
Right.
There's so many similarities.
He's awesome.
He's fantastic.
He's been great in everything I've seen him in.
Yeah, he's
so
awesome.
Fun.
He's awesome. He's great in the Barbie movie. Great in Sex Education.
Yeah, he's fun.
He's a good actor, and he plays his role well, and yeah, I think he's going to be fun as the Doctor. But let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you have not done so already, and hey, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you, and of course the New Year is coming up in about a week. There's a lot of New Year stuff I have in my brain when it comes to this channel and the hockey channel. I'm like, no, it's Christmas. Don't do the New Year stuff yet, or you're not going to have material for December 31st.
True.
So, as if I'm not going to be busy.
Gotta wait a couple days.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's 14 games on the 27th.
Yeah, so not that day.
Not that day. That's not the day.
Wait until after that day.
But anyways, all right. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. And we will talk to you again soon.